One of the greatest fears that I've had to overcome while surfing is sharks. Several months ago, I thought I was a victim of a shark attack. It freaked me out. Let me set the story for you. Pismo Beach had just got done with a lot of winter storms. It was midweek and there was no one out in the water. So I waded into the water. It was gray, it was murky, the water was full of debris. It was a difficult paddle out, and after several minutes, I made it about 3/4 of the way out to the end of the pier. It was high tide, so the water was deep at this point. The waves were coming in very fast, and the water was cold. As the waves were coming in, they were crashing over my head, and I was getting cold and out of breath. So instead of duck diving, I decided at a certain point that I was just going to get off my board, and as the waves came, I was going to drop under just to save energy because the waves were coming too fast. As the waves were coming, I remember that I dropped under one and I go completely underwater. I come back up, I see another wave, and at this point I go under the wave again. And on the third wave, I decide I'm going to do this again. As the third wave comes in, which is larger, I thrust myself down, drop underwater, but as soon as I do, I hit something solid, which is really strange to me because I'm out deep enough that I haven't hit anything to this point. And when I say solid, we're talking ground solid enough to where it didn't move at all. I'm now imagining that there is a shark underneath me. I can't imagine it's anything else, and I'm kind of freaked out by this. Initially, my thoughts are, I'm done. I need to catch a wave in, but the waves are crashing and they're not where you could actually catch a wave. They're just crashing on top of me. So I'm thinking to myself, this is how it all ends. I'm too far from shore. There is a great white underneath me scoping me out, and it's a matter of seconds before it figures I'm lunch. And I don't know what to do at this point, but I know not to panic. I'm holding on my board. I'm like, do I get up on my board? What do I do? And I think, you know what? You're just acting silly. There's nothing underneath you. You must have drifted in further. So I look at the pier and I'm at the same point I was before. I see another wave coming and I'm like, you know what? It's just your mind playing tricks on you, dude. I'm going to now, on this fourth wave, drop under again, and I guarantee I'm going to hit sand. I'm going to hit the bottom of the ocean. So wave comes in, I'm scared, but I'm going to try it. I drop, and guess what? I do not hit the ground, which tells me something large was underneath my feet on that third wave. Now I'm freaked out. I'm literally freaked the heck out. I'm like, what do I do? So I get on top of my board and I lay prone, silent. I don't want to make any splashes at this point because I know something was underneath me. And now all of a sudden, there's no waves. I don't want to paddle because I'm going to create some kind of panic response and this shark is going to get me. So now I'm freaking out. I'm like, life is flashing before my eyes. What is going to happen with my family? And I slowly start to paddle without creating too many splashes or anything like that. And slowly sets pick back up and I get pushed in. I get off my board and everything is going through my head of what I've read on shark attacks, that shark attacks can happen in shallow water, not to make splashes. And I figured I just need to get out of the water. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you God. I didn't die, the shark didn't get me. I'm about shin deep, and something tells me something is watching me down the beach. And I look to my left, and 25 yards to the left of me is this massive, when I'm telling you massive, if you haven't seen them before, you need to go look at these things in person. I saw this giant freaking elephant seal looking at me to the right. Then it looks forward at the beach, and you can almost see this sense of confusion on this thing's face. Like, where the F am I? Did I take a wrong turn at Albuquerque? Because this isn't where I was supposed to end up. And that's when I realized, I believe this is what was underneath me when I was out by the pier. So the moral of that story is if you're going surfing and you're worried about sharks, I don't want to say that's an irrational fear, but sometimes our brains can play tricks on us. It could be something totally innocent, like you stepped on the dirt. It could be something like you have a giant elephant seal underneath you, or it could have been a shark. That's my freaky, I almost got attacked by a shark story. If you have any freaky stories, I'd love to hear them as well. Thanks for watching.